eternal. Eternity puts us to sleep until we are awakened to its reality. This is what Jesus comes back, and he's upset at them now. You can't even stay awake for an hour for this stuff. Oswald Chambers walks into the room in most churches in America, and he probably would put them to sleep. Why? Because maybe he doesn't joke. Or maybe he has no music. Maybe he has no song. Or maybe the song isn't what we like. And he talks about eternal things. Things that will transform culture if we'll implement the kingdom in our lives every day. And we pass out. You know what we're in a day? We're in a day where we're going to have to drink some coffee to read some of the stuff that we need to be reading. We need to drink some coffee and read the Word. Amen. Oswald Chambers would go through the Bible 18 times a year. There are other men of God that went a lot more than that. How much have we really advanced in the last 100 years? All that's happened is we've gotten more distractions. Amen. I'm not being religious at all. This is not tradition in religion. You need to read your Bible. If you don't want to read the Bible, don't read the Bible. Be an idiot and watch television. I'm serious. Let everybody else lead the creative way. Don't get educated. Don't learn. Don't read. Just sit around and be stupid and wait for Jesus. That's what we taught in the 70s. Guys were getting wealthy off of books about how the late great planet Earth, getting wealthy off of books, and you know what we decided to do? To shut down because Jesus was coming back. Pull all of our kids out of society. Oh, come be by me. Just stay right here. Don't move. Stop. Why do we do that? Stay close to me because I am right. No, I am a control freak. What does that mean? You cannot protect your children. I learned that one night. Walked into my child's room. I was starting to get a little arrogant. I walked into my son's room right after he was born, 4 or 5 months after he was born, and I was starting to get a little bit arrogant. I was being a stupid young married man. That's what I was being. And I was just being arrogant, you know, in my mind, just thinking I'm a man, I got my house, I got my family, I got this and that, and all of a sudden, my son starts crying one night, and I walk up into my room of the bedroom of my son Samuel. And when I walk into the room, my mother-in-law was staying with us that night. She walks in with me and she says, "Whoa, what is that?" And we felt this very weird presence. And I got so frustrated. I actually said, "You got to get out of the room." I got so frustrated, and before I even know it, the Spirit of the Lord came on me in such a way it started to break me. And I heard the voice of the Spirit say, "Are you in charge of this house, or am I? Amen. Do you want to bow your knee right now? And you want me to make me in charge of this house? Or do you want to deal with this?" And immediately I bowed my knee, and I spoke to that, whatever it was in the room. I don't even know what it was. I'm not trying to be mysterious or anything, and if you're watching this on YouTube, hello. I'm not trying to say that, you know, anything other than what I didn't know. I didn't even know what it is. I don't know what it is. I presume it was evil because it didn't feel very nice. But as I was sensing that the important part isn't that. The important part is my heart was broken because I realized that I'm not the protector of my home. The Lord is. And that I needed to start declaring that daily. The Lord's the leader of our home. The Lord's the leader of our home. The Lord's the leader of our home. The Lord's the authority over this home. The Lord's the authority of this home. The Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord. Some people are wondering why they have so much terrible things happening in their homes and in their lives, and sicknesses and disease and all sorts of things. It's because you're screaming at your wife, or you're yelling at her, or you're telling her to submit, but you never submit. The Lord is the ruler over our home. Do you know that the moment I said that, we have never, ever, one time, ever had anything like that occur? Not even once. I started saying that all the time, the Lord. In fact, it's such a funny thing in our family. When I am rude to Rachel or say something I shouldn't say, my daughter is always, and my daughter and my son, they're like, you better ask for forgiveness right now. Why do I say that? Because the Lord wants to rule. And not only does He want to rule, He does rule. And He's just looking for us to accept that. And He's really about relationship. It's been said that the highest things, the things that really matter, we can't achieve on our own. We have to accept them as gifts and enter into the dynamic of the gift. And that happens in the context of faith in Jesus, who is dialogue. What do I mean by that? He is a living relationship with the Father. He wants to become Word and love within us as well. Just read a couple verses and tell you a couple stories. Hebrews chapter 8, verse 11. This is part of the new promise. None of them shall teach his neighbor and none his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them. None of them shall teach his neighbor and none his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them. Jesus is the authority, Jesus is the ruler, and Jesus wants relationship with us, and He doesn't want me to get in the way of people or have people pass through me to get to Him. He wants me just to nudge them. He doesn't want me to tell people, oh, if you listen to me, then you can learn to hear the voice of the Lord. What He's longing for is for us to get to a place where I say, you are hearing the voice of the Lord. Like God is speaking to you. And I'm just here to help you recognize that He's already speaking to you. It's not about doing a certain thing to get God to speak to you. We even in some circles think that God is distant from us, as if He leaves us. God, He never leaves us. We always, biblically, historically, we always leave Him. And I'm not saying, He still never leaves us, but we turn our back away from Him. See, we're the ones that turn away from Him. He never turns away from us. He never leaves us.